Metro Detroiters are wild about the 33rd annual Stroll for Epilepsy that's happening today.
Shantae Passmore is live at the Detroit Zoo ahead of today's fundraiser. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Priya and Jamie. I gotta say, even though we're a little bit layered up this morning, Andrea, this is the perfect weather condition for a lovely stroll here at the Detroit Zoo. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I am good. I'm excited.
As you should be.
Yes.
You're a bundle of energy right now.
I know. I'm ready.
Let's talk about, it's the 33rd annual Stroll for Epilepsy.
Yes, yeah.
What's going to be happening here?
Sure. So first of all, we're going to have about 1,500 to 2,000 people that are coming together today to just celebrate this community. This community, we do say, is unstoppable. It is our theme.
I like that.
Exactly. Thank you.
And you're raising money.
We are. So we are raising money for our mission. Really what the Epilepsy Foundation of Michigan focuses on is really making sure that we are here for every single person in Michigan affected by epilepsy, which is about 109,000 individuals. Wow. About 14,000 are children. And we want to be here for every single one of them. And so we do that through advocacy, education, outreach, and awareness. And today is about raising money for that. So we're trying to raise about $198,000.
I think you can do it because last year, what was the record?
It was about 160,000. We're coming in at about 150,000 today.
So close.
And we're going to get there.
Right.
We're going to get there.
So this is one of the big fundraisers you have throughout the year. Of course, we've got people behind us setting up for the big day. What will the proceeds go towards again? I know you talk about resources and services.
Yes. So really that goes to also the education that we offer. So that's our conferences, but also we do seizure recognition and first aid training. And so we'll go into schools, we'll go into organizations, anywhere that will allow us to come in and really educate on how to recognize a seizure and what to do when a seizure happens. So that's just one of the little things we do.
Such important work. Thank you, Andrea, for your time this morning. Of course, you can do same-day registration here at Detroit Zoo. That starts at 7:30.
7 is when it opens.
Thank you. 7 is open. 8:30 is when the stroll happens. It goes until 10:30. Again, it's going to be, I think, the perfect weather condition for a stroll, raising money for a good cause. We'll send things back over to you guys.
You know, Shantae, I was thinking it's all relative when you said that you're layered up this morning. I'm like, I've seen you in a puffy coat and gloves in like May. So this layered up is actually pretty good.
She's acclimating to the area.
It is. Yeah, I don't know where my gloves are right now.
Well, you know what? You're doing the right thing. You just keep rubbing them together and you'll warm right up. All right, Shantae, thanks so much. We'll check back in with you in just a little bit. An annual event is raising awareness for epilepsy.
Yeah, the Stroll for Epilepsy at the Detroit Zoo is happening today. Shantae Passmore is there to give us a preview.
Hey, good morning, guys, to you and everyone back at home. You know, the excitement's already building up for this stroll, which is going to open up to everyone in about 30 minutes or so. And joining me is a pretty important person because you're one of the volunteers here for the stroll, really for the Epilepsy Foundation of Michigan. Good morning. How are you, Hattie?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
So tell me, how did you get involved as a volunteer?
Well, I got involved for two reasons. One is my sister, Zahra, passed away in 2022 from epilepsy. She was a big advocate and was a very big advocate involved with the Epilepsy Foundation for a number of years. And, you know, I started volunteering as a way to kind of stay connected to her story and her work and give back to the community that she was a part of. And another reason is 1 in 26 people will be diagnosed with epilepsy in their lifetime. And I just wanted to get involved and, you know, show that there's a community around for them. There's here to support them in their journey with epilepsy. So any chance I get to volunteer with the foundation for their events, their camps, I try to do what I can.
First of all, again, so sorry for the loss of your sister, and what a beautiful, touching tribute in her memory and her honor. Let's talk about how this stroll is one of the main fundraisers and raising money for all of the services and programs offered through the foundation. Pretty important because a lot of times people feel like when I have this condition, I'm all alone, but there's community here.
Yes. It's one of our biggest fundraisers of the year. It's very important because a lot of the money that gets raised today is set toward programs, especially like the camps that are coming up in July and October. The camp in July is the kids camp, so it's a 4-day camp for kids with epilepsy to come and just enjoy themselves, you know, get that chance to go to camp they might not have otherwise. And it's completely free to them and to their families. And then in October we have a family camp, which is, you know, the entire family can come and enjoy camp, you know, a 3-day weekend, just enjoy, relax, just enjoy time outdoors. And it's again completely free to them. And one of the reasons we can do that is because of fundraisers like this and the support of the community around us.
Oh my goodness. I hope you guys crush your goals this year. I think it's just shy of $200,000, but right now it's $198,000. That's the goal that they want to raise for this particular stroll. Again, it all gets underway at 7 o'clock. You can do same day registration, also free admission with that registration here. And then the stroll itself starts at 8:30. We'll send it back to you guys.
Also amazing talking to volunteers and folks who are coming out about the reasons why. It really just touches your heart. All right, thank you, Shantae. This morning, a special event is happening at the Detroit Zoo in Royal Oak to raise awareness and support for those living with a chronic illness.
Yeah, we're talking about the 33rd Stroll for Epilepsy. Local 4's Shantae Passmore is live in Royal Oak to share the story of someone impacted by epilepsy in their life. Shantae, good morning to you.
Good morning, Priya and Jamie. This is a beautiful backdrop whenever you're at the Detroit Zoo, of course, but especially for the stroll for epilepsy. Shannon, good morning.
Good morning. It's so good to be here with you.
Thank you for being with us. Look, doors just opened up at 7 o'clock, so if you want to do same day registration, come on down. There's still plenty of room. Let's talk about your role because it's pretty important. Education and outreach.
Yep.
What does that sort of training look like?
Yeah, absolutely. We have lots of different trainings that happen. One thing that I would love for people to know is that we have trainings available to them. So if they know a person with epilepsy, maybe they're an educator, maybe they're a business owner, we have trainings available to them. You can do that online, you can do that virtually, or we can do that in person where we can come to your location. And what we do is we talk about seizure recognition and first aid, how to care for somebody during a seizure. And the important thing is seizure recognition. Usually what we think of when somebody's having a seizure is what we see on TV, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody falling to the ground, shaking, that kind of thing. Well, we know that that is a type of seizure, but really that's not the most common type. And there's over 30 different types of epilepsy.
Oh, wow.
So it really ranges. So being able to recognize a seizure, because sometimes the person experiencing a seizure might be the only one knowing that seizure is happening.
And you know this very well because your daughter, who's 19 years old, which is amazing, because she was diagnosed at 11 weeks old.
Yes, she was.
Wow.
She was. And the Epilepsy Foundation of Michigan, what I love to do now is be able to be that front door person to kind of walk through that situation with a family who has a new diagnosis. We didn't have a community that was there to support us, and now getting to do this work, realizing I wish I would have found the foundation sooner, it's just such a huge blessing to us. And this information is so important. 1 in 26 will be diagnosed with epilepsy. That is a huge number.
Oh, yeah.
And 1 in 10 will have a seizure in their lifetime. So knowing how to treat or care for a person having a seizure is really important because they all look very different. And also, often they're misunderstood. Maybe they look like something is, somebody's intoxicated, that kind of thing, but maybe it is actually a seizure. So it's important for, our first responders to know. So we do a lot of education. We do education through doing these seizure recognition and first aid trainings, which again, you can find on epilepsymichigan.org. But also we do conferences. If people are having struggles with, work employment around their epilepsy, or schools, maybe they need help with their IEP or 504, all they have to do is give us a call. We want to be that front door. We want to help them.
So many resources the foundation offers, and a lot of the money that's going to be raised here from this stroll, one of the biggest fundraisers of the year for the foundation, is because of people signing up and raising money. Let's help them crush their goal. I'm just going to round it up to $200,000. I know Andrea doesn't mind.
We can do it.
All right, we should have a full screen. Again, it's already underway. The stroll starts at 8:30. Plenty of time to get down here. And with your registration, you can get into the zoo for free, so you can stay around a little bit longer. We'll send things back to you guys.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, that's a great deal for sure. Raise money for a great cause and then check out some of the animals you didn't get to see on the walk. All right, thank you, Shantae. And we are off and running on a Saturday morning.
Yes, we are. Let's check in with Brian. Hey, Brian. New data reveals 1 in 26 people in the U.S. is expected to develop epilepsy at some point in their life.
Well, an event happening right now aims to support those impacted by funding research to accelerate therapies, find cures, and, of course, save lives.
Local 4's Shantae Passmore is live at the Detroit Zoo. And Shantae, the stroll began just moments ago?
Yeah, it did. In fact, we actually have some of the teams. We want to show them off here to the my right rather, that are showing up, making their way here to raise money for a good cause, again, here at the Detroit Zoo. And joining me this morning, Renee, good morning.
Hello, good morning. It's so great to be with you.
Thank you for being here. Happy Saturday. What's your role with the foundation?
Yes, I am the Senior Director of Programs and Community Care at the Epilepsy Foundation of Michigan, and it's such a joy to welcome everyone here, all the community we're able to build, all the ways people are able to support us, which allows us to offer our programs and services at low cost or no cost, and it's a delight. So thank you.
And what I love about your story is you actually had epilepsy as a child.
I did, yes.
For a few years.
Yes.
And you have been embedded in this community ever since. How important is it to have community when you have something like this?
It is everything. You know, our Epilepsy Foundation network, we always say that no one faces epilepsy alone. That is what we are about. And so for me, when I was growing up with epilepsy, I felt pretty isolated in this experience. And when I came as an adult and saw this community and realized, oh wait, I can have a community around me, it was transformative for me. And then eventually I joined this team, and being able to connect people to each other is very transformative.
I also want to share how powerful this stroll, this event is for a lot of people, because actually, Renee, you came here just as wanting to join the stroll, just walking it, and then you got, employed with the foundation.
Yes, I know. So that's how it all started for me. And having that experience and feeling that community wrap around you changes everything. And so for me, I said, hey, I want to do this. And it was a whole career change for me. So working in nonprofit, working in public health, and doing it on this side with the community I love most is incredible.
We love to hear it. Thank you for doing such incredible work. All right, as we mentioned already, the event is underway. The stroll actually starts at 8:30, so you still got some time. If you want to finish that cup of coffee, get down here to Detroit Zoo. They are also doing same-day registration, of course, and with that registration includes free admission to the zoo. So I feel like it's a win-win. Sending it back to you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, it certainly is a win-win. Yeah, it's going to be a great day for it, too. Okay, thank you, Shantae. Well, are you still trying to figure... Today, hundreds are gathering for the 33rd annual Stroll for Epilepsy over at the Detroit Zoo.
The annual gathering serves as a community-centered call to action to raise awareness, bring resources to those living with epilepsy and their families.
Local 4 Shantae Passmore is out live in Royal Oak with more details on the annual walk. It's certainly getting busier out there.
I hear music.
Mm-hmm.
I know the party's just revving up behind us. We love to see it. We've got the Ghostbusters. We've got other organizations here. But we've been talking about promoting the stroll all morning long. And this is what I want to introduce our viewers to, because this foundation has benefited families like the Noonans. Good morning. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Doing well. Tell me briefly about your story with your son, Dom, who sadly passed away.
Yes, he developed epilepsy out of nowhere. We were shocked by it when he started medical school, just about a month into it. And we were looking for information, so out of nowhere we found the Epilepsy Foundation of Michigan, and they have been a tremendous source of information. They've guided us along the way. We found out about the stroll, and we've been participating for it. This is our 10th year now, and we have had the pleasure of so much support, not only from them, but from our family, our friends, his friends, high school friends, classmates from back in elementary school. We could not be a team without all our loved ones, everyone who loves him. It's just been fantastic. Things we didn't know, we've been able to find out through the Epilepsy Foundation. And the biggest thing that we feel that they're good for, I mean, we're not going to cure epilepsy today or tomorrow, but we can make people aware of things that we didn't know about. It will just help so many families, and I think that's the biggest thing here, to promote the awareness of epilepsy and the things that can be done to help people and families.
Right, because it's very much a community here, especially when you're dealing with a condition like epilepsy. You feel alone. David, I want you to touch on this a little bit. You guys have around 400 members or so. What's it like when you found the foundation and you were able to connect with other parents who could relate to what you were experiencing?
Well, it gave us some relief to know that you're not in a group by yourself, and we didn't understand the severity of it as much, and obviously after Dom passing from SUDEP, we actually got more involved, and that's part of what we do here today, bringing awareness, trying to have the largest team. It's not about always having the largest team, it's about bringing awareness then the bigger the team, the more money we raise. So the foundation allows us to live our son's memory, and us to give it back is trying to go out there and bring the most people forward. We have, as my wife had a unique connection out there with family, friends, and also one of the things we missed on was our co-workers. A large volume of that comes from there, and they bring somebody, and someone brings somebody, and that's how, back in 2019 we actually massed out at 511 with 400 and some strollers. Wow. So we're very pleased and very humbled. We're very giving people. We have very difficult asking for things from others. We would give our shirt away, but when it comes to asking, it's very difficult. So we really don't have to do a lot of asking to get this participation. We're very fortunate to have such a fine group of people.
And really just such a safe space. And what a lovely, sweet tribute that you're paying forward with Dom and wanting to be a blessing to other families as well. Folks, look, it starts at 8:30. You're thinking, I'm not going to make it. You got plenty of time, same day registration. With that registration, you can also get free admission at the Detroit Zoo and just help benefit and help raise money for these services and programs, something that the Noonans got to benefit from. We'll send things back to you guys.
Oh, and when you hear stories like the Noonans, it just moves you to want to give and help and, of course, support anybody facing this disease.
And Shantae's reporting on the what, but also the why.
Yeah.
Good job, Shantae.
Thanks. Well, we do want to toss things over to Brian Sherman. Brian, we are seeing some sunshine over there at the Detroit Zoo.
Yeah, we're starting.
Happening today, the Epilepsy Foundation of Michigan is hosting their 33rd annual stroll at the Detroit Zoo.
The event brings together those impacted by epilepsy from all corners of the state. Local 4's Shantae Passmore live in Royal Oak with more details on this unifying moment.
Oh, absolutely, ladies. Good morning to you and everyone back at home. I've got to say, look, the stroll is going to start in just any moment now, but joining us right now are the Mays. And Angie May, you're actually the chair of the board for the foundation. This is something that hits close to you and John, right?
Absolutely. Our two daughters, Madison and Ashlyn, are persons living with an epilepsy diagnosis, and we joined the stroll about 13 years ago, and ever since we have loved this event, bringing the entire community together.
John, I spoke to you and the girls not too long ago, and they kept saying repeatedly, even though they're dealing with epilepsy, they said it was a blessing to be in a community like this. You've got almost close to 70 members on your team. What's that like to see your girls living full lives?
Yeah, like Angie said, it's our 13th year. The first year, I don't even know if we had official t-shirts. We were new to the community, and it has embraced us, and they have seen, I think, a good life lesson that it can always be worse, and it can always be an opportunity to pick others up. And so this foundation is small but mighty, and this walk is even mightier. And so we're very proud of our girls.
Let's segue. Say, for instance, someone's watching at home right now. They can't make it to the stroll for whatever reason. But can you just talk a little bit about if you need help, if you know someone who has epilepsy, come to the foundation. We've got information and resources for you.
I always tell someone, just reach out. It is a small organization. You will get a customized experience. Go to epilepsymichigan.org and find out all the things that we offer. We have opportunities for engagement, for learning, different conferences, things like that. We have a kids camp. We have so many different things for people of all ages, caregivers, loved ones, and people living with epilepsy.
Oh, wow. Just a wonderful community. Thank you so much for your time. I know what you're probably thinking at home. Oh, my goodness, it's past 8:30. I can't make it. Not so fast. Goes till 10:30.
Yes.
All right, here at the Detroit Zoo. Same day registration, of course. With that registration, get free admission to the zoo. Some things back to you guys.
All right, Shantae, should be a good turnout there for that event. Thank you so much.